It's no secret that Hong Kong Disneyland opened as Disney's smallest castle park, and likely the worst. What some might not have expected is that since its opening, the park has seen continuous improvement and new developments with new lands, additions, and changes. In 2008, they started by opening a Fantasyland edition with It's a Small World, but it was in 2009 that a big $500 million expansion was announced, containing 3 separate mini-lands that would go over the railroad tracks. These were Toy Story Land, with 3 rides, Grizzly Trail, which brought a Frontierland-style land to the park, and at last, Mystic Point, with the amazing Mystic Manor, regarded as one of the best trackless rides ever made. They didn't stop there, and this week, the newest of the expansions was welcomed by CEO Bob Iger. Even with this, we can start speculating on what comes next, so join me in this adventure.
Oh boy!
Let's back off a little, because before going forward, we need to learn how the resort works. Some years ago, a huge plan was created to completely revitalize the resort, which will bring many new additions to the park and even a new hotel, which opened in 2017 and is absolutely beautiful. In the park, it would bring a big revamp of the section of Tomorrowland to be transformed into the Stark Expo based on the Marvel movies, a brand new castle, and Arendelle the world of Frozen. The first phase of the expansion went ahead smoothly as a part of Tomorrowland was transformed with a new ride, the Iron Man Experience, and the retheme of Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters to Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle. The Castle of Magical Dreams was the third major change to open as part of the plan, which truly transformed the park and gave it a much-needed icon that wasn't just a clone of the one from Anaheim. Continuing, we come across Frozen. It's located between It's a Small World and Toy Story Land, and invites guests into the magical kingdom from the Frozen movies. With 2 rides, Frozen Ever After and Wandering Oaken Sliding Sleighs, a one-of-a-kind roller coaster that will take guests on a journey through the mountains. Several shops and restaurants bring the land to life, with incredible merchandise opportunities and food perfect for everyone. And now we can finally see how it looks like from the inside of the land and the rides. Everything in Frozen is looking like such a great blast, as it should, because it's the biggest single expansion in Hong Kong Disneyland's history. This land was the last of the announced expansions from the multi-year expansion plan, but it seems they're forgetting the major Avengers ride over at Tomorrowland. I talk about that one in this video here. Now we enter the fun part. You see, this year there was a meeting of the Hong Kong Legislative Council on Economic Development, which included an annual report on Hong Kong Disneyland. Why is that? Well, the government owns a majority stake in the park with 53% and pays for its development alongside Disney. Going back to the meeting, they released this statement. The total project cost of the plan is estimated at $10.9 billion, being funded by both shareholders of Hong Kong Disneyland, the government, and the Walt Disney Company, through equal and concurrent cash equity injection, around $5.5 billion each, into the relevant joint venture that is Hong Kong International Theme Parks Limited, based on the progress of works. Hong Kong Disneyland has been actively implementing the plan. Various new attractions have been rolled out progressively since 2018, including Moana: A Homecoming Celebration, the stage show, Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle, Castle of Magical Dreams, and Follow Your Dreams daytime stage show. As of the end of March 2022, the government and the Walt Disney Company each injected $2.4 billion into the above-mentioned joint venture for implementing the plan, which results in $4.8 billion in total. This means that as of the end of 2022, only 44% of the money to be injected to the resort via the plan has been spent in the before-mentioned additions. What's even more interesting is that these $4.8 billion also include the development of the very acclaimed Memento's Nighttime Spectacular and most of the construction costs of World of Frozen, opening in a matter of days. If the remaining of the World of Frozen costs add up to around 6% of the $10.9 billion, which shouldn't, but to make things easier, let's assume they would, it means that the agreed upon plan still has a lot of money to go through with major new expansions. I talk about a potential second theme park in Hong Kong in this video, but to be completely honest, I don't think one is in the works because the current park still has lots of room to expand and upgrade. So let's check these. Starting with one just by the brand new Frozen Land. When the first expansions had to be made, Imagineers saw that those would need to be past the railroad tracks, and so the park has a bit of a strange layout, with one center circle that passes from Main Street to Adventureland to Fantasyland and then Tomorrowland. But now there's almost a second circle over the railroad that goes from Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Point, and then Toy Story. But before reaching Frozen, it has to go back to the center circle because there's no connection to the newest land. That is, for now, as that plot of land seems to be prime real estate for the next expansion. Now, what would I put here? Hong Kong Disney has a problem. It's extremely hot and humid, yet there's no real water ride where guests can get some very much needed water splashes, and so my proposal will be exactly that, a water ride. Now, we know some Disney water rides, but the one that has the most cooling capacity is by far Splash Mountain, with its log flume type of ride. We also know that Disneyland Paris is currently and actively working on a Lion King land for their second theme park, Walt Disney Studios. Now, these are currently just rumors, but ones with amazing potential that should become official not so long from now. And it seems that the e-ticket of the land would be a next level log flume, which is something that Imagineering doesn't have fully developed yet. And one thing that Disney does a lot when researching and developing new systems is to share those costs with several parks. I think that it's very possible that Hong Kong is co-developing this brand new system with the Parisian Imagineers. This doesn't mean that the land in Hong Kong would be the same, nor the ride, as it could have many other themes, from Pocahontas to Peter Pan. This is just what I think could be placed here, so don't expect it because it's just speculation. The next spot is one huge plot of land south of Adventureland, and here we actually have two possible outcomes. Either choose the smallest and most likely option to use the available land inside the park backstage streets, which is about 2.3 hectares of land, similar in size to Grizzly Gulch, or expand the park footprint and backstage to utilize the room left for the shopping district that was never built. I'll get into that later. This option would leave us with a staggering 5.8 hectares of land. With this, you could fit the entirety of Galaxy's Edge into the Hong Kong park. Now, I don't think they would use the bigger option, and so let's focus on the smallest one. There's plenty of options to choose from, but I think that Grizzly Gulch has become such a staple in this park that expanding it would be a good choice and bring a bigger Frontierland style of land into the park. Another option would be to build a newer and upgraded Toontown with Mickey and Minnie and their friends, but also a big focus on the amazing original characters that are Duffy and Friends, which are absolutely huge in this part of the world when it comes to the Disney parks. The main ride could be a similar or even clone of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I'm sure the whole land would be a staggering success. Moving on to what I promised, I think that a shopping and entertainment district would do wonders to Hong Kong Disneyland as a resort. When you take the Disneyland park from the conversation, there's little to none activities in the resort, which is a big no-no to hotel guests. By having a Disney Springs type of district, you'd have plenty of shops, restaurants, and entertainment to complement the theme park. I truly think that it would be a success for the stores and restaurants there, but also boost the attractiveness of the land for locals, which is something that is very important for Hong Kong Disney. With this, we can move on to something straight from my imagination, which is a water park. As I've said, this region is very hot year-round, even beating the average temperatures from Orlando, where Disney has 2 water parks. Neither of Disney World's parks would fit here, but the space could have a similar sized park to that of Typhoon Lagoon if they worked out the layout of the park. That said, this would serve a similar purpose to the shopping district, as it would be more attractive for locals and keep hotel guests for longer periods of time as there's more activities to do in the resort. Talking about hotels, the water park would be utilizing one of the few spaces still vacant dedicated for the new hotels. But there's still another possible location. That's this one here, just by the Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel. So as you can see, there's still plenty of unannounced projects that have the funding necessary from both shareholders and the space to expand when needed. With Frozen opening soon, I hope the resort goes back to turning a profit at the end of the year, which would certainly put the future in better hands. But I truly think that Hong Kong will be developing new and exciting additions for years to come. Well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for more theme park content. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.